Thank you for joining us for the Barbados Today afternoon news for Monday, July 24th. I am Marie-Claire Williams. We begin with news that hundreds of members of the public and private sector answered the call to march today. The island's 4 major trade unions and the business community have joined forces in staging the march from Queen's Park in another bid to force the Freundel Stuart administration back to the negotiating table. Several businesses gave their employees permission to march and announced new opening hours to accommodate this morning's event. Barbados Today's Ryan Gilks is following the march and has this report.
The crowd has increased significantly since leaving Queen's Park. I've been trying to get estimates from officers as to the number, but that they say is going to be a bit difficult until they can get high up to do an estimate. What I can tell you is that from early this morning, from around about 8:30, 9 o'clock, you had scores upon scores of Barbadians gathering in Queen's Park for this march. It was announced on Friday that the private sector association and also the 4 unions, the BWU, Barbados Workers Union, the National Union of Public Workers, the NUPW, the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union, the BSCU, and the BUT, the Barbados Union of Teachers, would be involved in this action today. They were joining forces in an effort to get the government to dialogue. We heard yesterday the Prime Minister said he would not be doing anything to head off this action, to, as he put it, to let them go ahead and march, and that's what they're doing. As I speak to you, as mentioned, I am moving along the Wharf Road. And I can say that when we get back to Queen's Park, there's expected to be a rally where we will hear from the various union leaders. Until then, I'm Ryan Jones for Barbados Today.
And as we said earlier, a number of businesses are supporting the march and have given their employees time off to participate. Barbados Today's Katrina King has been looking at some of the companies represented on the road this morning.
Hundreds are here participating in the march, both from government and the private sector. From government, I'm seeing some uniforms. Not everyone came dressed in their work clothes, but so far I've seen like the Barbados Postal Service, Sanitation Service Authority. We have a large turnout from the private sector in itself. You're seeing Carter's, William Industries, Automotive Art. People are in their numbers, and based on the people we've spoken to, it is not only people are saying that, well, the government has said that this is a political stance, but many people have said that it has nothing to do with politics in itself. It has to do with the economy of the country, and right now, based on the tax situation that we have going on, a lot of them are saying that the ordinary Barbadian is unable to cope, so they're hoping that government will review the NSRL policy. In regards to the Prime Minister's statements yesterday, a couple of individuals did say that they just want discussion. The social partnership is not being followed, and they just want discussion and their voices and their opinions to be heard.
And some of the marchers have also been telling Barbados Today why they decided to heed the call from the businesses and the unions.
Better condition.
We livelihood. We think that we need to have a ways, and we think that the Prime Minister must come and have a dialogue with the people of Barbados, the population of Barbados, and acknowledge the grievances and see if we can come to a compromise. And start being like a dictator, like everybody got actually acknowledge what you say and do. But we don't think we should be more democratic rights, and we be fighting for our original rights, really.
And while members of the public and private sector are marching this morning, the Barbados Nurses Association says it is continuing to work on behalf of its members on a number of grievances, including salary negotiations. A statement from the BNA says the association will not agree with any austerity measures that will impact on its members. The association, which falls under the umbrella Congress of Trade Unions and Staff Associations of Barbados, C2SAB, has been in talks with the Ministry of Health on a number of issues, and it is now looking to set up a meeting with the minister as soon as possible to address those concerns. Meanwhile, Education Minister Ronald Jones is accusing organisers of today's march of trying to overthrow the government. Jones says while he supports Barbadians' right to protest, there is another motive behind today's event.
If you have a legitimate reason in our democracy and you want to march for legitimate reasons, so do. I believe in democracy, but this hatch-up set of situation, put together hodgepodge, wickedness, disrespectful overtones and undertones, and your desire to manipulate persons who don't think correctly. The motivation behind all of this is to bring down this government. They rush to say after the WhatsApps and other little things start to leak out, that's not true. Let us move, they said, for a vote of no confidence in the government of Barbados. And when you look at all of them and their names and their associations, you know to whom they are associated. She who cannot wait.
Jones was addressing a meeting of the Democratic Labour Party at St. Giles Primary School last evening.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Morning, Miss Oya. Morning. You again. So you're washing cars now? Well, I can't keep up with you at all. Yes, girl. You know they're going to provision to selling slow. And I don't sell nation newspapers at all because them don't sell. So I washing cars now. I like to get up before 8:30 because I can't take the hot sun. You want the car wash? No, not today. It clean. But you're going in very early though? Yeah, I just going early so I can read the Barbados Today online before work starts. Right. But you can still let me clean the window for the $2. At least it's still cheaper than the nation newspaper. All right. I got a special boo here that I got it shining. Thank you. Enjoy your day here. You too. All right. What that paper is? She can see clearly when the dirt is gone.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back now with news from the region, and we go to Trinidad and Tobago, where the leader of the Movement for Social Justice, David Abdullah, is describing the government's move to liquidate CL Financial as a retrograde step. We get more in this report from TV6 News.
Abdullah believes that government's decision to liquidate CL Financial is short-sighted, a quick-fix means of recovering some money.
So he wants to be able to say in his budget speech in September, or whenever he comes to the Parliament with his budget speech, that he has recouped money from CLICO and therefore saved taxpayers' money. And then he also wants to be able to make the statement that revenue and expenditure that gap has been closed and his budget is better balanced.
But he also believes there's more to the matter than meets the eye. He says if government's only intention is to recoup money, then they have some questions to answer.
We want to know why has there been no payment over the last 7 years. It is our understanding that many of these companies, in fact, are making decent profits. And the question therefore has to be, why have the profits of these companies not being used, or some of the profits not being used to repay some of the debt?
Abdullah points out that the CL Financial Group comprises of what he calls iconic national companies. He notes that liquidating the company will, in effect, be selling out our economic heritage.
And finally, in the latest development in the case that has captured the attention of the world, the parents of terminally ill baby Charlie Gard have ended their legal challenge to take him to the U.S. for experimental treatment. A lawyer representing Chris Gard and Connie Yates told the court that time has run out for the baby. Attorney Grant Armstrong says Charlie's parents made the decision after an American doctor said it was too late to give him therapy. And that's news this afternoon. You can get more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also tune into Mix 96.9 FM for more news. I am Mary Claire Williams. Good afternoon.